if you have like an actual presentation. You're good to go though.
Okay. Can you see, guys, my screen?
Yes.
Yep, we're good, man.
Okay. So I studied something about local storage for my presentation. So what is HTML local storage? With local storage, web applications can store data locally within the user's browser. Before HTML5, application data had to be stored in cookies. Local storage is more secure, and large amounts of data can be stored locally without affecting performance. We have two types of local storage. There's window local storage and the session storage. The local storage stores data with no expiration date, and the session storage for one session. So if the user close the browser or the tab browser, the information go on. Okay, here we have some examples. So it's a HTML document, and here a script from JavaScript. In this first part, we have verification if my browser can work with storage, local storage. But here is the start. So local storage dot set item. The item is the first part, the sentence, and the second part is the data. Here I am setting to the local storage the last name equals Smith. If I want to retrieve this information, I can use this sentence in JavaScript. And I only needed to set the item that I needed to see. In this case, last name. If not, we have information that my browser does not support the web storage. Here I create some example. Let me try my phone here. So it's very simple to understand the local storage. So if I change this part to Jefferson, for example, we have Jefferson here. I like to see in the debugger of the Chrome where we can to find the local storage. So if we can to application here, this tab, in this part we have session storage and local storage. I am using local storage, right? So here I have the website, and here we have the last name equals Jefferson. Okay, so if I change here for my last name and run, we already changed it. Okay, let's continue there. Here it's another example about number count. So it's the same local storage. We can see here, but here we are using numbers. So it's very interesting to see the practical example, because as I am using the local storage, and I already tested this website before, I am in the 18th time. So if the number of the times increase. So if I turn off my computer and turn on again, the time will continue 52, 53, and so on. Okay, so it's because I am using local storage. So come back here again. We have the number count, but using session. Session, if my browser is closed, I lost all my numbers, but it's the same example for the last. So here, it started in one time because I closed my browser yesterday to today, for example, and he started again to count this. If I want to see in the debugger on the Chrome, I only to go in Application tab, and if I using because I'm using session storage, I need to see in session storage here. So I open here the website, and we have the 21 here, 22, 23, and the value here is increasing because I'm clicking here. Okay. So to finish, I was studying about the storing arrays in local storage, and we needed to use JSON to convert the JavaScript object to text and store this text in a string in JavaScript. And when we needed to retrieve this data, we needed to turn the string of JSON text into a JavaScript. So here we have an array, for example, complex data. Here we have a local storage. We see here the list data key. It's my item. And here we need to use JSON stringify the array created here. So the another part, we are creating a variable called store data, where we get the complex data that JSON converted to us. And if we have some data, if store data exists, so we have a complex data. It's my array. JSON parse turns a string of JSON text into a JavaScript object. So it's a little more complex, maybe, but it's possible to work using arrays with local storage. Here it's an example that I created in my GitHub, in my web page, only to you take a look. So I created here, for example, welcome to Budget App. So I can use my username here and the password CIT261. When I click in login and pass, we can see that the username is stored. Is stored in a local storage called username, and the password here CIT261. If I needed to confirm this information, I can open my debugger in Chrome again. I click in tab application in local storage, GitHub, and we have the password key. It equals CIT261, and the key username equals Jefferson. Right? So let me hit some references, and it's done.
Wow, good job. That was really good.
Awesome.
It's really helpful.
Yeah, that was way cool. I liked how you applied it to your page already too.
Yeah, I really need to get my page going.
I know, I've hardly started mine.
So it's some idea. So this part is that I needed to a practical example. It's only a login page. I don't know if we use this way for our project in the future, but I uploaded this part in my code assignments that I need to share. So guys, it's my presentation.
Yeah, that was very good, man. Good job.
Nice.
You already
thank you.
Good start.
Thank you.
Yeah, so for mine, I actually did Ajax. Let me share my screen real quick. Mine's not super long. Ajax is pretty straightforward. I still need to do a little bit more on it, but I thought I would do something a little simple. Let's see. Get going. And so, give me one sec. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. Let me get this going real quick. Okay, so Ajax, pretty much what it stands for is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. And when I was reading this, actually, I saw XML. I didn't know. I'm not sure if XML is still used widely today or not, but it's something that I kind of want to. I might study for on my own is study a little bit more on XML because it seems like it's still used in a lot of programming today. And I guess I mean no language is officially dead. There's a lot of languages out there that still get used, but I thought it was pretty interesting that XML was still one of the things after I did the presentation on JSON. But really, what Ajax is, it's not really a programming language, and we'll kind of get more into that in a little bit. It uses something called it's in a browser. It's built in an XML HTTP request, and this is what essentially is sends a request to a server. And then the other opposite end is the JavaScript and HTML DOM, which we learned about last week from Dimitri. That's what displays or uses the data. And so,
Okay, so
oh, go ahead.
sorry, quick question. So the DOM uses Ajax to display everything, right? Am I understanding
Correct.
that?
That's how I understood it when I was doing it. Yeah, when I was reading it, that's what it sounded like. The HTML DOM is what displays the Ajax, which made some sense to me, but it's something I still need to look into. Really, it's known as the developer's dream, though. As I was reading this on W3 Schools, it talked about how it updates web pages without reloading the page, which is super nice because you don't have to sit there and reload and see what changes you made. It requests data from the server, which I just talked about, and it also receives data from that server. It also sends data to a server in the background. So something's with Ajax, it makes it so it's a lot quicker. It's a quicker of a process when you're using it. It's easier to work with, and like I said, it's a speedier process. And really, Ajax in itself is it's a misleading kind of name because it does deal with a lot with XML, but it's equally common to transport data as plain text or also JSON text as well. So it's not just talking about XML when we talk about Ajax. It can use JSON or just plain text. So that's something to keep in mind. Ajax allows web pages to be also updated. I can always say this word asynchronously by exchanging data with the web server behind the scenes, which I just mentioned. This means that it is possible to update parts of a web page without reloading that whole web page. And again, like I said, it makes it in a quicker process. And so I'm going to give two examples here of Ajax. Right here, you have a basic HTML div file. This is just given a demo. It says let Ajax change this text. And this is just basic JavaScript where it gives you a button. And so if you were to run this function, give me one sec. If you were to run this function would request data from a web server and display it. And give me one sec. Oh, that's all I had. I thought I did another page. And so that's pretty much what I did for Ajax then. That's, I guess, where I'll end. It's just simply, it's an easier platform for us to use when we're building, our own, web app. It makes it so it goes, with the process, without reloading pages and stuff like that. If you use Ajax, it's a quicker process, essentially. And that's what I did.
Good job.
Thank you.
Great. I learned more about Ajax. I didn't ever heard about Ajax.
Yeah, I've never heard of Ajax before either.
I've heard of it through my work because I know people at my work. I work at Ticketmaster, and I know programmers use it, but I never really knew what it was. And I've heard of other programmers using it, so I think it's something that's heavily used a lot in programming, and I think in a lot of work environments. So it's something like I saw it and I was like, okay, I might as well do that since I don't really know what it is. But I still have a lot of work left to do on it. But yeah, that's that. So I haven't really started on my IO page yet. Not like what Jefferson's done. I think my page is just up. I haven't really done anything with it. Has anyone else started it or anything like that?
I'm a little confused on that. I was trying to figure it out the other day. I've used GitHub before for a previous class, but it was like uploading code from a class that a partner and I were sharing and both working on. So I don't know how to actually use it to create a web page. I don't know.
I know I set the link out. I don't know if I haven't finished that link all the way. I kind of just fast forwarded it.
Yeah, I got the link.
Do you want some help to set up this web page? Because I had some doubts how to set up my web page.
Yeah,
So
I
I
have
don't
no
know
idea
if
how to start that. I think once I have
yes.
the web page set up and then I just need to put things in it, I'll feel more confident, but I don't know how to actually like set up the web page in GitHub.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be
So
good since Jefferson's already done it. Might as well. Yeah, go for it, Jefferson. Sorry.
yeah, this part we need this the initial page of GitHub, right? So here we need
Mhm.
to click in settings here
Okay.
and let here GitHub pages. So it the web to your pages. So I believe that you already set it up this in your GitHub. I don't know. So if you can to access there, so we have to. It's the initial page. Clicking settings, and here in the third block or the fourth or third block here, GitHub pages, it's the
Mhm.
web link. I don't know if we needed to configure something more. But it's only it's very simple. So here
Okay.
he will go to the sample of web page, right? So what I needed to do, I create here in my codes, I create a folder, and in this folder I created my codes, right? So for example, this week I created local storage here. In this local storage, I created local page HTML. It's like saying what I need to do. Access
Okay.
my settings here, for example, to access my web page, but I needed to put here the folder in the file, right? So the folder local storage login page HTML. So he opens my HTML file. So I don't know if you got this part.
Okay, I'll have to go verify that. Now, this may be another dumb
Yes.
question, but before, like again, the only experience I've had with GitHub is like just uploading files to it. Can I actually like create my code in GitHub, or do I have to use like NetBeans to make my code and then upload it?
You
Does
have
that
to use
make
something
sense?
like NetBeans. You have to use like a what they call it, a text editor, then upload it to that.
Okay, so I can't create my code in GitHub. I still have to use another
No,
text editor and
you should
upload
use
it.
another text editor. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think I understand now. That makes me feel a bit better. I'll
I mean,
probably have to rewatch this recording a million times, but I'll get it.
that's okay. Yeah, I'm not fully in it yet either. So
Okay,
That's
yes,
my goal.
I think, yes, I am using Visual Studio and I am uploading to the GitHub. I know that there
Visual
is,
Studio?
yeah, there is some plugin with Visual Studio to connect it to GitHub, but I can't get working this plugin. I don't know. But I am writing my code in a Visual Studio and uploading the website GitHub.
Okay.
I think it's
awesome.
better.
Can I ask, sorry, one more question?
Yeah, go
So
for it.
Jefferson's using Visual Studio. What text editors are you guys using? Because like I've only really used NetBeans, but it's not my favorite. Like, are there better ones that you'd recommend?
Um, I've used NetBeams for other classes. I use Eclipse for a lot of my Java classes. Eclipse is pretty good. My favorite one is Sublime Text. It's called Sublime Text 2, I think.
My turn.
Is that what you use
Okay.
too, Dimitri?
Sublime
Yeah.
Text.
Yeah, Sublime Text is. I think Visual Studio is probably one of the better ones. I've only used that one once though, and I think doesn't that one cost money, Jefferson? Doesn't doesn't Visual Studios
I'm
cost money?
sorry. No, I'm using the
Is it
Visual
is it free?
Studio. Yes, it's free because
Oh,
I'm
okay. I
poor.
thought that one cost money. Okay,
I'm
but yeah,
kidding.
I,
I'm kidding.
I like I like Sublime Text. That's one I've always used.
Okay, I'll have to check
Sublime
those out.
Text, right?
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
yeah, no problem.
Yes, I use NetBeans as well to programming PHP. But
Yeah.
this Sublime Text, I believe it's very, I don't know, very simple, very, not simple, but very, I don't
User
know how to
friendly?
say. Yes, yes, user friendly or the not heavy. It's low. It's low. Is right. These words. It's
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I would say it's simple. It's
yeah,
not
simple.
you're not looking at a bunch of stuff that you don't really know what it's doing. Like there's not a lot of. That's one big thing I don't like about Eclipse or NetBeams. Is just like I figure there's too much going on, and for what
Yeah.
we're using, the coding topics that we're doing, I don't think we need anything that complicated. And so I think Sublime Text will probably do just fine with what we need to do it for. I could be wrong. I mean, there could be something that we might need to use something else for, but Sublime Text usually gets everything done.
Sweet. Okay, I'll look into those because, yeah, simpler is better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Cool.
Awesome, guys. Oh, is there anything else we need to talk about today?
I
No,
don't
for
think
me it's
so. I
okay.
think so Dimitri and I present next week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just pick our topics and make sure we're not going to pick the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And same time next week.
Yeah, we can do same time. This works for me. Is that good for you, Jefferson?
Yes, it's okay for me.
All right, awesome, guys.
Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead and end this broadcast now, and I'll get it sent out to our Google page and also our Google Hangout.
Okay.
Cool.